I hope your weekend was great. I hope you had a great 4th of July weekend. I hope you're having a happy Sunday, and I hope that you have a great week coming up. So listen, I wanted to talk to you guys just for a few minutes. I wanted to, and I've talked about this on the channel before. I've talked about how I have used my medical assistant skills to create businesses, how to create multiple streams of income, and how you can do the same. Okay, so first of all, let me introduce myself for anybody that's new here. My name is Kendra, aka Miss K. I've been a medical assistant since 2004, and I became a medical assistant instructor in 2011. And one of the things that I do is I help other medical assistants start businesses, pass certification, all of that, everything medical assistant. So anyway, guys, I want to talk to you about this, and because it's so important, because one of the things that I always stress to just people in general, not even just as a medical assistant, but I don't care how much money you make, whether you're a medical assistant, a nurse, CNA, or CEO of whatever, right? You need to have multiple ways to earn income, right? Multiple streams of income, right? And I'm so big on that because no matter how much you earn, you can't rely on one source, right? So I wanted to talk about that a little bit quickly in this video, and I want to share with you guys how I was able to use my medical assistant skills to start a business, and also how you can do the same. So first of all, I mentioned I've been an MA since 2004 and an MA instructor since 2011. Well, in 2014, I decided to start a CPR and first aid business. Okay, now this is one of the businesses that I highly recommend for people in the medical field because of the fact that everybody around you, like you have clients already, because everybody around you needs to be CPR certified, right? When I became a CPR and first aid instructor, I was doing the doctors that I work for, I was doing all of my co-workers, the other medical assistants, front desk staff, the providers, everybody. So I was making a killing. On top of that, everybody in our building, I was posting flyers, so people in the building was calling me too, so I was making a killing. So that's one of the businesses that I started with because it was a sure way to use my medical assistant skills and my teaching skills to start a business, right? So CPR and first aid. But one of the things that you really have to do, and I'm talking to everybody that's listening. Hey guys, I see you guys leaving comments. I'll respond to them in a moment. But one of the things that you really have to do is just to be clear on what it is you want to do, okay? Because when I mention multiple streams of income, sometimes people, they think, oh, I got to have a bunch of different businesses, I got to have multiple jobs. And it's not necessarily that. It's just that you have multiple ways to make money. So you guys remember when the pandemic hit, so many places shut down. You know how many people lost their jobs and lost their livelihoods and lost, you know, their homes. They lost, so many people lost so many things. And some of it was a lot of it was because a lot of people were dependent on one source of income. And this is why it's so important to have multiple ways to make money. And so CPR and first aid is one of the things. And like I mentioned, you want to know what you want to do, right? Because what I suggest may not necessarily be what you want to do. So one of the first things you really got to do is think about what you want to do. What is it that you can talk about for hours? Anybody, if you have an idea, you can feel free to leave it in the comments. But what's something that you feel like you could talk about for hours about, even if you're not getting paid, or something? Think about what people are always coming to you to ask you for. Another idea is resume writing. Like there's quite a few people in my group, in my Facebook group, who helps with resumes and cover letters. So, you know, are people coming to you for that? Are people coming to you to help them pass certification? Becoming an MA coach. That's kind of what I am. I don't call myself an MA coach, but that's kind of what I am, because I help MAs pass certification and get into starting a business and stuff like that. But just start thinking of things that you can do with skills you already have. Some of you guys do hair. I know I had a couple of you guys in my group say you do hair. You showed me some pictures. So just start thinking of ways that you can make money outside of your 9 to 5. So if something ever happened, you will be okay. And let's be real, the way that the world is going now, the way this economy is going right now, like you need more money. Like there is no way. I was telling my daughter, because I've been thinking of moving out of state for a long time, and she was saying she didn't want to go. I said, well, if you feel like you want to stay in this area, you will need to figure out how you're going to make way more money than what you're making now, because there's no way to survive in this area in the DC area if you're not making a certain amount of money, right? And so, um, like I said, no matter how much you make, you always want to have a way to be able to make more. And then too, the way things are going, the way prices are going up on just the cost of living in general, you want to, hey, Queen Demand, I'm glad you made it too. Congratulations. The way things are going, you need more money. So one of the first things you want to think about is what it is you want to do. Do you have a niche? Now, the niche just means like, what is your area of expertise? What is your, who is your target audience? For me, with this channel, my target audience are medical assistant students and medical assistants, just in general, whether a new medical assistant or seasoned medical assistant. That's my target audience, or somebody that's thinking about becoming one. So think about who it is. I heard this woman say one time, she's like a business guru. She said, think about who you were 5 years ago. Everything you know now, like what would you want somebody to be teaching the person who that you were 5 years ago? So think about that. And by the way, guys, in the description of this video, I do have a it's called the MA Blueprint, and it is a ebook that I wrote. It is to help you guys go from medical assistant to MApreneur, from MA to MApreneur. And that just means a medical assistant who's also an entrepreneur. One thing I want to point out too is that although I mentioned using your medical assistant skills to start a business, you don't have to do that. If you feel like I want to start a business, but I don't want it to be a medical assistant business or a clinical business, that's perfectly fine too. Because even I have businesses outside of the whole medical assistant thing. I've written 4 books that have nothing to do with medical assistant, okay? I have a business that has nothing to do with medical assistant, so it doesn't have to be that. It is whatever you feel like you want to do. Like I said, think about things you feel like you could talk about for hours without getting paid. So in that ebook, it's listed in the description box. I'll also list it in the comments, but I talk about that, trying to figure out what you want to do, how you want to deliver the information. Like, do you want to do a course? Do you want to be a coach, right? I also teach you in that ebook how to actually structure your business, like how to create an LLC and get business insurance and things like that, because a lot of people don't talk about what comes with, starting a business. Everybody say you got to go get an LLC, you got to do this, you got to do that, and they don't really talk about the real on what actually comes with it and whether you actually need it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, think about what you want to do. Think about, like, try to find your niche, figure out who you want to serve, because you cannot be trying to say, oh, it's for everybody. Nothing is for everybody, okay? You got to figure out who you're talking to. Women, men of a certain age, of a certain background. Like, what is it? Who is it that you want to target? I know somebody mentioned CPR is something that you would want to do. That's awesome, because like I said, we're already in the medical field. So you already know your target audience for CPR is going to be people in the healthcare field, because we need it. And your target audience is also going to be security guards, because they need it. I did a lot of security guards when I was doing the business. Also, daycare workers, anybody that needs CPR, that is your target audience. So I want you guys to start thinking about that. And also, I talk in a book about how to start a CPR and first aid business. I talk about how to become like an MA coach like myself, how to become an author and speaker. If you guys have ever thought about writing books and getting paid to speak, also talk about mobile phlebotomy. So the ebook is really just like for those of you that's just trying to figure it out. Like, I want to start a business. I need to know, what do I need to do right now? I get a lot of people, not even just from this channel, but just people that know me in general from like Facebook and stuff. What should I do? How do I start a business? What's the first step? I go over all of that in the ebook. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I did see some comments coming up. Let me respond to some of these comments here. Let me go back to the beginning. Hey, Brianna, if you're still here, I'm sorry. I know you were one of the first ones on here. Edith. Hey, Edith. Congratulations, Heaven Sent. Oh, wow. She passed and she got a job. Congratulations. You are so welcome. CPR will be something I love to, because I love learning about it. I love that. Yes. Passed my CCMA phlebotomy and PC. I know that's right. Shout out to Anaya, guys. Anaya passed her CCMA phlebotomy and PCT, patient care tech exam. She said, I had your voice in my head answering the questions. She said, thank you so much. Keep up the amazing work. You are so welcome. Edith says, congratulations. Edith and Heaven Sent says, congratulations to everyone that has passed. Hey, Ladriana. Is that Ladriana? Yes. So Heaven Sent says, can I purchase the ebook? Yes, it's linked in the description box. So it's on my stand store, guys. It's $9.99. And it's like I said, it's I'll talk about how to find your niche, how to figure out what area you want to focus on, your target audience, how to actually start the business, how to become, CPR instructor. I go over just some common businesses types in there. Like there's so many, but I just go over a few. CPR instructor, mobile phlebotomy. What else I touch on? Recruiting agency. What else? An author, if you want to be an author and speaker. Oh, merchandise. That's a big one. If you want to sell medical assistant t-shirts, mugs, and things like that, I talk about that in the ebook as well. So it's really to get you guys started. Oh, Ladrina. Okay, got you. Thank you, Ladrina. Thank you for letting me know that. Thank you. That's a pretty name. So yeah, and then I talk about, oh, another thing I talk about in there too is how to manage your personal and business finances. Because one thing, I'm speaking from experience in the ebook, one thing that I realize is that the way you handle your personal finances, if you guys start a business, it's the same way you're going to handle your business finances. I'm telling you guys that now. If you are all over the place, and you are running through your money and your credit is bad and all of that, it's going to carry over into your business as well. So I talk about that, how to kind of, I touched on it a little bit, how to fix your credit and all of that, and get your personal finances together, and then also your business, how to keep those two separate, and then also how to start building business credit too. So if you guys have the type of business where you want to start building business credit and get business credit cards and things like that, and eventually maybe purchase a vehicle in your business name, like matter of fact, this card that I had, my card that I have, I actually bought this in my business name. I've had it about 3 years now, but I did not get this car under my name. I bought it under my business. So that's an option too. But I build business credit. First of all, I fix my credit and I build business credit. So that's how I was able to do that. So many different things you can do, guys. And I'm here to help you make it possible. I'm going to do another video on this. I just wanted to go live and say hi to you guys. But I'm actually going to do a more detailed video on this topic here. Can you please help me find a job in the DC area? Let's say, do me a favor and send me your resume to khartcpr@gmail. And let's say, and anybody else, if you guys happen to be in the DC, Maryland, the DMV area, and you wouldn't mind like working in like Virginia, like Alexandria, send me your resume at khart, HEART, khartcpr@gmail.com. So send me that, Latte. And anybody else that may be watching, you're in the DC area, DC, Maryland, DMV, you guys know right outside DC, Virginia, Northern Virginia, is khartcpr@gmail.com. Yeah, send me that. Send me your resume. Okay, guys, you have any other questions? Heaven said I will definitely purchase this. Yes, and Heaven, do me a favor. Let me know once you read it. Let me know how helpful it was to you. If you have any other questions, you can always feel free to, reach out to me. If you have any further questions. Augustina says, I have a problem remembering the terminology. Yeah, because terminology is literally like learning a whole nother language. So yeah, some people have problems with it. You need to make flashcards and have somebody quiz you. And make sure you separate your flashcards by body parts. So you have separate your flashcards by subject. So like have your body parts together, have your diseases and disorders, and one have your what else, like your just kind of separate them, like your colors, have those all together. Just keep them by topic, and then have somebody like randomly quizzing you from them. Let's see. So excited to learn how to build my own business and how I can help. Yeah, Heaven Sent, it's so many. Listen, I only mentioned a few businesses in the ebook because I could only make it so long, but it's limitless. And like I said, it doesn't have to be clinical. It doesn't have to be CPR. It's whatever you guys want to do. The sky is the limit. You're welcome. Congratulations, Marlon. Marlon says, I passed my CCMA on June 23rd with a 412 with the help of your videos. Thanks, Miss K. You are so welcome, Marlon. Congratulations. And Latte and Augustina, you guys are welcome. You guys are welcome. So let me know if you guys have any other questions. I'm gonna get ready to get off here in a few minutes, but I just wanted to share that. Again, the ebook is in the description box. It's called the MApreneur Blueprint. How you can make impact. Actually, it's called Beyond the Clinic. I keep calling it MA because it's a blueprint to become an MApreneur, but it's actually called Beyond the Clinic, and it's the MApreneur Blueprint to create impact and income outside the clinic. So it's how you can create impact on the world and those around you, right? And also income, okay, outside the clinic. Edith says, I'm currently in a medical assistant program. Looking forward to taking the CCMA test in December. Good luck with that, Edith. You still got a little time to study. Got a couple months now. So good luck with that. Just make sure you are studying, you know, by subject. You know, you studying your phlebotomy, EKG, anatomy and terminology, administrative. Just keep it all separated. Study by topic. Don't try to study everything at one time. Just take it module by module. Oh, don't forget, guys, my MA refresher course as well. So that's linked in the description. So Edith and anybody else that's getting ready, you can also check that out as well. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Y'all have a happy Sunday, happy new month. You guys take care and be blessed.